What's happening, everyone? It's Kevin Magpie 24/7, and Newcastle lose 3-0 at home to Chelsea, 19th in the league. I know we've got new owners and stuff, but the performances of the last couple of weeks, it just seems very, very like this season. We just haven't got going at any point this season. We don't look like we're going to win a game. Yesterday was set up very defensively yesterday, and to be fair, with how good Chelsea are, the defending Champions League champions, they're a decent side. Weren't expecting anything yesterday, but for me, it was more the manner of the performance yesterday, like the changes or the lack of changes that Graham Jones made. I mean, Emil Kraft is playing and he's a right back. When you've got Fernandez and Fabian Schär on the bench, it just doesn't make sense to me. Why you would play Kraft, why you play Lascelles, why would you play Clark? Because the goals yesterday, even the penalty in particular that Chelsea got, Lascelles just letting his man run off him quite easily. And for as well as we defended in the first half, we never offered anything in the game. We never had anything going forward. The plan seemed to be boot the ball to Callum Wilson, which didn't work because Rudiger and Thiago Silva had that all ends up. We didn't get Maximin on the ball at all, bit like we didn't against Crystal Palace. We didn't play to Maxi's strengths, which never helps. He tried to win a couple of free kicks here and there, but we're so deep in our own half at times, trying to win the ball back and stuff like that. But we weren't trying to hurt Chelsea. We weren't pressing Chelsea. It's almost like we were playing like we were 1-0 up or playing for a point with a minute to go, with 2 minutes to go. And we were just shutting up shop and hanging on for dear life. And Chelsea, once they made the changes they made at half time to play more through the centre and attack the centre halves, there was really little to no hope for Newcastle, because once they started attacking Lascelles, who was very clumsy in that game, shocking at times to be honest, would look devoid of any leadership. And it's the first time I'm really starting to question Jamal Lascelles as captain in Newcastle. I think this season he's been absolutely shit. And the defenders have followed suit around him. Emil Kraft is not a fullback. He's not a footballer, let alone a centre back. He's horrific. Clark, I said this last season, and it may came across at the time as controversial, but I says we need to get rid of him when he was poor a couple of times last season, and it's now literally a case of it's like old yellow. You need to take him out into a field and shoot him somewhere, because he's way over the hill. And Fabian Schär, who's good on the ball, Fernandez, who's competent on the ball, might have been able to offer something other than just booting the ball up and hoping for the best. But we didn't press Chelsea off the ball, and we weren't pressuring Chelsea on it. So we made it a training session for Chelsea at times, who just bossed the game. They were without Lukaku, they were without Werner, they were without Kovacic, they were without all the main players, and we just let ourselves get bossed. I know Chelsea are a good side and that, but we didn't even try to compete with them. I think it was 85 minutes or something when we got first shot on target, to which the fans cheered. What was left of the fans, that is. But it was a torrid display by Newcastle, and I really fear for this team. A new manager is going to have to come in and be an absolute miracle worker if he's going to keep Newcastle in the division. Um, I've seen we get relegated twice as a Newcastle fan, and honestly, I haven't seen anything near as bad as what the current crop is this season. There's talented players there, but defensively we are so bad. In the midfield, there's nothing in the midfield. Sean, Longstaff, Hayden, they just look so out of sync. They just don't look like they've played together ever. The amount of times Chelsea ran through the middle and got past the midfield was unbelievable. The amount of times the fullbacks got past our fullbacks. I mean, Matt Ritchie is not a fullback. He's too slow. He makes too many mistakes, and he doesn't mark a man very well. And you could tell, because Chelsea scored two of the goals by going that side, making it easy work. And Reece James scoring two of the goals. And the worst thing is, Chelsea came out of first gear for 10 minutes and they scored 3 goals. That to me is really concerning. We don't offer anything going forward, and Chelsea had to literally play well for 10 minutes to win that game 3-0. And it's a good goal difference for them, good win away, and we're still in the mire. I mean, next week we're away to Brighton, and the new manager, if a new manager's appointed by then, we're gonna have to really pick that up and get 3 points. Because if we don't, we could be by the end of today. Leeds play Norwich. If Leeds beat Norwich, we're 6 points adrift, and it's like that's like really, really difficult to get out of once you're in it. So us and Norwich seem to be the two teams that are facing relegation already, and like with the running that we've got between now and Christmas, like I know the owners want to spend money in January, but we could already be relegated by Christmas if we don't at least do something now. I think we need an overhaul of the management staff. We need an overhaul. We need fresh ideas, fresh impetus, because this team is so devoid of any leadership and any ideas. So hopefully, a new coaching team comes in, and we'll get a honeymoon period off that, because at the moment we're not we're just not playing well enough to beat anybody. We've had some favourable games early on in the season. We've failed to win. Bruce lost his job, which is great, but his coaching staff's still there. So it's basically the it's basically the idiots running the asylum, because the Joker's gone. You've got the idiots running the asylum though. It's like we need a manager in, and we need one in very soon. Who do you go with? Do you go Fonseca? Do you go Favre? Or do you go for survival specialist? I don't know who you go for, but would that not be more the same as what we used to? I don't know, but I think honestly either way. I think it's either Favre or Fonseca for me, but either way, we need a manager in for next week is Brighton. Fresh ideas. Get him appointed early in the week so you can get a couple of training sessions and that in with players and implement his philosophy and try and get something going, because at the minute the way we're playing we deserve to get relegated, and we're playing somehow, even though as bad as we were last season, we're managing to play worse than last season, and it's starting to really come to the fore how bad we actually are. But let us know, get your comments in. The podcast will be tomorrow. Um, Sadly, no positives this week, but I love yous and leave yous for now. Catch you on the next one. See you later.